Gigi, you are my friend. You are keeping me company while I draw.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Close the window.
We're getting close. So this is my altar tour. Just as of now, I kind of set it up lightly. I think it looks very pretty on the top. These are very special to me from when I was a kid. I won't do a super in-depth tour. There's my little vegan section. Some more things from when I was a kid, and that's when I was a baby. My money situation here with a bunch of crystals to enhance it. I just thought I felt like displaying the power of now. Manifestation journals, I think they look cool. I don't know if I'm going to keep the tarot things there, and then I don't know if I'm going to keep that there. It just kind of looks cute, and I really like how that looks. So yeah, not a perfect setup, but I still enjoy it, and I just really like the bookshelf. Sweet, I'm pretty much done with the basic drawing, and now it's just going to be a bunch of going through and getting any details I missed and erasing around it, cleaning up edges, making sure I didn't skip over any parts and there's like some random white part that needs to be addressed, that kind of stuff. Yay! The time has finally come. I'm using my scanner for the first time. It came with the factory tape still taped up, and like it even had a sheet over the thing, over the bed, and it was pristine clean, so I'm fairly certain this has never even been used. And yet I got it used secondhand off of eBay. So I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just scanned my first drawing and I put it on 600 DPI in high quality. It didn't take any time at all. Oh my god. Okay. My first impression is that the dark looks a little more dark than it actually is. I'll show you the, obviously also I don't know how to position it because this part got cut off. This is just like a little sketch down here, but just wanted to do something to practice with. So yeah, oh, no clue what I'm doing. Let me zoom in. Let's check out this quality though, even though the screen is like an activism TV because I don't have a monitor yet. Damn, it's detailed as fuck. Oh my god, it's gonna be so satisfying to like use Photoshop to get rid of dust specks. Yeah. So the original is also very small, so you can see it can blow up a lot in detail. So yeah, my first impression here is that it's making it like black. I wonder if it's like scanning it in black and white or something, or maybe it's just picking it up as dark, which can be a good thing potentially, but you know, you want to get it as close to the real thing as possible. But yeah, because like on here it looks like I used a black colored pencil when it's actually just a pencil, so I'm excited to play around with this. Cool. A lot of animal abuse at this park, so hitting it with chalk for the first time. Life has been very good for me. I truly have no complaints right now. And I love this time of year, especially before the bugs come out. Just feeling happy. I haven't quite seen one like this. So I'm pretty much done. I can't really think of anything that needs to be filled in at the moment. I just did kind of a short session with it. I might blend it very lightly with a Q-tip after all. Quick word of advice, never put your drink on the same table as your art. You never want to entertain the possibility of spilling anything on it, getting any food on it, anything like that, because I just spilled this water with my elbow onto the carpet. There's no real way it can get it, the water's not gonna, unless I violently spill it, it's not gonna splash onto the table. So, but I'm gonna have to put it more over here so my elbow doesn't hit it. Anyways, quick tip. So I'm finally pulling back out this mom and baby cow drawing. I honestly just don't feel like working as hard and trying to be as detailed as I was on the dog drawing for this one. I kind of just want this to be like, whatever, no big deal, just gonna make it into art for my business, and yeah, but we'll see, who knows. What do you have to tell to the world? Mom, what do you have to tell to the world? Wow.
Give me an A. Give me an E.
What the fuck?
What's that spell? A. A.
Say something meaningful.
Go vegan. We're all fucking
Original.
kill you.
Vote or die, motherfucker, motherfucker, vote or die. Fuck the vote or else I'm gonna stick a knife through your eye. Are you gonna speak and tell an inspiring message for the vlog?
Think inside yourself and realize that the past is the present and the future is the present.
Wow.
They are all connected. And we are one singular simulation.
Remember that corny ass shit he's saying? Don't listen to that.
What are you gonna say, Mom?
About what?
What's if we're not listening to that, you gotta give us a replacement of what to listen to. Are you gonna? Did you have to practice it in the mirror first? Is that why there was a delay?
Yeah.
How did I know? Dun, 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 dun. So this was actually a giant fail. Nobody would talk to us. I blame Mercury retrograde eclipse season, personally.
See the moon tonight smiling down on me as I cast my circle of infinity. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. The arms of the Great Mother ever surround me. With the arms of the Great Mother ever surround me. I invoke the protection of Divine Mother's embrace. I invoke the protection of Divine Mother's grace.
So I wanted to give some of my ideas right now as of May 16th, I think today is. It's either the 15th and the 16th, but for where I'm at with my art life. So I'm trying to go in and finish the details of my commission piece, which is for a dear friend. But I really think that here it is as of now. I haven't like officially finished it or signed it. I'm still trying to like make sure that there's just as many details in the dog on the left as there is in the dog on the right, because the photo is easier to see details on the dog on the right because he's darker. Anyways, I'm just like not, this is only my second drawing I've ever sold for money, and I'm just not feeling doing commissions, and I already never have felt it. That's why this is only the second time I've done it. And I just feel like I don't feel like the amount of time and energy and soul that I put into drawings that end up being given to other people is worth it. Like, I just feel a lot better not giving away my art, because as of now, I'm not one of those people who's like doing this in 3 days or like finishing a drawing in a day. So like the rate of what I produce is not especially high, and it feels like not right to me because of that to be giving away any of my art. And I have a hard time putting a price on my art too, because, not to sound arrogant, but I feel like it is priceless just because it is my soul that's being poured into it. Now, I feel great and awesome about selling prints and shirts, but like, I just don't want to sell originals. I just don't. And I don't like drawing things that I'm told to draw. Like, I don't like being told what to do in general. I'm just kind of like learning that about myself and trying to realize like I don't have to feel like, oh, I'm selfish, or oh, all I want to do is what I want to do, and like feel bad about that. But actually, the more I'm true to myself, maybe that's how I figure out my path towards success, because I don't think you can find success if you're just doing what you think other people want you to. It's been weird coming back to this drawing again after working on the dog for so long and just seeing all the different proportion issues because my eyes are so fresh to it because of the break. And after I finish this drawing, which I'm not even very enthused about doing right now because it just looks muddied to me and confusing, but I kind of just want to take a break from doing any official drawings and just take a solid amount of time to just practice proportions and like draw proportions of faces and animals with reference photos, and then I don't know, maybe I have to get tracing paper or something, but to then compare my proportions practice to like put it over the reference photo and see how far off I am and what my tendencies are. And I think I need to really get that skill down so that I'm not driving myself crazy, and it would help me not take near as long on my art. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. Because you might think like, oh, it should be easy now, all you gotta do is shade in every part, but like, well, as you're trying to shade in every part, you're like, wait a minute, this mouth isn't wide enough, and this eye is too big, and blah 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 blah, and it's really hard to move forward and keep shading when you see all those fucking imperfections. And I think people don't understand why it takes so long to draw, and that's literally why, because I'm always like second guessing myself and seeing mistakes and not feeling confident to move forward with the shading, because once you shade, if you use dark pencils like I do, can't exactly erase that after it's already down. So it's really like a lot of pressure, and that's why I struggle. I think what I actually might do once I really get down my skill for proportions is just do mini portraits for people that I can knock out in a day and sell them for like $50 to $100. I feel like that would be worth it for the time and effort. But until then, like, I can't do that unless I get the proportion skills down to where I can do it like quickly and not spend a month like refiguring, I know I'm exaggerating, but like refiguring the proportions. But anyway, like more lower effort, smaller portraits, I can see myself commissioning those. So here's my next spring cleaning project, which was to clean out the storage, which we have these storage sections that open up in doors like this in both of the little rooms up here. And I started smelling what I am guessing is mouse urine, particularly on this side, but because they're connected in a tunnel. So this is project clean out, try and get rid of the smell with vinegar, but I'm not dealing with all that fucking insulation because that's not my problem. That's the landlord's problem. I'm just gonna do my best to protect my shit and not have it smell like mouse urine when I'm trying to work every day. So that's been a thing too. Spring cleaning is quickly turning into early summer spring cleaning. But yeah.
I was losing hair. I was losing weight. I got really sick. I had shingles. I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up in a panic attack.
So I think I'm officially done. I did sign off on it. So here is just me doing my best to show it in the best lighting that I have right now. I took a bunch of photos in different lighting. You know, after I sign off on something, I still keep it an open option to go back and fix something if I feel like doing that. So it's not as much pressure to put off finishing it forever because I feel like, oh, what if I change something? That's how I get myself to actually finish drawings. Because it's hard to finish them, because it's like, technically they could never be done because you can always fix and add and whatever. So this fisherman is on a boat, this animal abuser, and we're leaving a flyer. The one that has the picture of the dog with the fishing hook in his mouth. I was actually coming here to chalk the driveway part or whatever, but his car is in the way, so this is actually better. Cool. Making some progress on my mom and baby cow drawing. And yeah, I showed you yesterday that I finished the dog drawing. Today is May 20th, I believe. And I'm actually moving a lot more quickly on this drawing than I thought I would. Especially after the dog drawing, like that was a lot of pressure to get it to look really good, and now I don't feel as pressured on this drawing, and I feel more just like cruising through it and not being like completely perfectionist. And yeah, I'm eager to move forward with my business. I'm getting like super close to making my first shirts, and that is so exciting and like unreal.
My current altar.
I just did some amazing yoga. Oh my god. So I got this lantern thing from the thrift store. I love it. And then we also got this corny but cute pillow from the thrift store, and we cleaned it up and stuff. But not only does it do this, but get ready for it. Dun 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 dun. Yes. I like the good vibes side better. But yeah, cool, right? Isn't that satisfying? Oh my god, look how pretty it is in the dark. Hello, today is May 21st, I believe. I've been spending most of this day trimming up artwork and taking the measurements to see what kind of frames it would take, and I was able to frame 2 pieces of art. So this little sketch from my sketchbook of GYSTing, and this little portrait of Dante Wright that you probably remember from the vlogs last year if you were around back then. And it's nice to see them in frames. I also took these 2, and I was gonna try and put them in those smaller frames, but it didn't really work. I would have had to trim it and make it awkward and take away like too much, trim it too much. So, but I realized like, hey, if I put it in front of the mat board, which I hate mat board, I think mat board is stupid, it looks a lot better to me than when the mat board is in the front. And then maybe in the future, we can get a little bit more of an exact frame, but I think it's fine, especially for this one. I mean, I just tore it out of a sketchbook, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, in art museums, they aren't even perfectly framed when they're like torn out of sketchbooks like that, so. But this one looks great. I think I might have already showed that, but yeah, still a lot of drawings that won't fit into the 2 frame sizes I have my hands on right now, which is frustrating. Sitting is my beautiful baby. I love sitting so much. Look at my precious baby. I wanted to insert a little reflection about that day of activism, which was a fail. I really like the notion that there's only blessings and lessons, and I feel like that was obviously a lesson. For one thing, I learned that I should not plan to do activism in general, but particularly outreach activism the week before I bleed, the week before my period, because I'm so irritable and I get so angry, and it's just not productive for myself or for the animals. And I'm pretty good nowadays about not planning on doing things during the first 2 days I'm bleeding, so that I can rest and take care of myself and not have to deal with having cramps in public where I can't do anything to help myself. But I need to get better about being smart with planning the week before my period, which comes with a lot of things. Like, I need to be aware and stay conscious and not go into unconsciousness and not fight with people on one hand, and then also I need to not plan activities for that time that have anything to do with like arguing with people or that would trigger me. If you have a menstrual cycle, you function so differently than those who don't have a menstrual cycle, and that's just the reality of it. You know, it doesn't make you weaker at all, not at all. And it's just actually logical and smart to work with it instead of against it. But beyond that, I learned a lot about what it would take to actually do a table debate like that. I just learned through experience all the things that I would do differently next time. But I did want to fucking rage quit being an animal rights activist in those moments, because, you know, after being there for so many hours and no one talking to us, and then finally someone talked to us and then he refused to be on camera, and I just was like, ugh, like. And then this one guy said something really rude to us, 2 different rude things, and that was just kind of the last straw on me for the day. And yeah, I wanted to rage quit being an animal rights activist in those moments, and it just would be better if I did events like this not the week before my period, because I would handle it way better. I became a patron of Joey Carbstrong, and on one of his Patreon Q&As, he said, someone asked him about burning out and what's his experience with burnout and how to avoid it maybe, and he said something that really clicked in my head. He said, the work of activism is actually not that hard. Like, he explained it really brilliantly. He was like, people get burnt out because they work too much and too hard. Like, a doctor would get burnt out from doing too many surgeries, or like, you know, someone would get burnt out from college, or, you know, doing activism is actually not that hard, and you don't have to necessarily do that much. But he said that he doesn't think people are getting burnt out. He just thinks that there's trauma that happens when you witness slaughter footage all day long or things in person, and that people are confusing that trauma for being burnt out. So really, they just need to heal like that trauma. And I'm gonna talk about this more in the next vlog that you will see. But I don't know, that just made like a light bulb go off for me. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Be sure you're subscribed to my main channel, Alicia Demi, which is always linked below. That's my animal rights channel. I hope that you are living happy, beautiful, peaceful days, that you are prioritizing not harming anyone as much as possible, that you're mindful of everything you consume on every level and everything that you promote. If you are not yet vegan, listen to the TEDx talk Every Argument Against Veganism and watch the free documentary Dominion on YouTube or at watchdominion.com. Bye!